How's everybody doing? Mike here at the Limo Garage. Today we're going to be replacing body mounts on a Ford Expedition EL. This should be the same process for, I think, 2008 through 2013, I believe. Alright, so anyways, we're going to be replacing the body mounts. And here's our new mounts. And here's pretty much all the tools that you're going to need to do this job. Alright, now if you're looking for a quick 2-minute video to see how to do this, you might as well just stop watching now, because this isn't going to be one of those. Alright, now if anybody here knows anything and paying attention, watch. See this? If you use this to try to replace your body mounts, I'm going to come to your shop and I'm going to beat you with it. Okay? So take this right now and put it back in your toolbox. You're not using it. Okay? What happens, these bolts, the way that they go up inside of the frame, you have a nut that has a small clasp on it that holds it in place. You hit that thing with an impact gun, you're cutting a hole in the side of the floor so you can get to that nut that you broke loose because you were using something like this. Alright? So don't use that. So you're going to need some pry bars, breaker bars, some wood, jack stands. If you don't have a lift, unfortunately this is the way you're doing it, so this is how I'm doing it. Since we're not going to be replacing all of the mounts, we still need to loosen all the mounts. I know you're saying, why are you going to replace only 2 of them? You know why? Because they're $50 each and the other ones are still good. That's why. Alright, so first thing you need to do is be able to access the bolt to the rear mount so you can get this body up high enough. So you can take this trim panel off here, get this out of the way, pull your carpet out of the way, and here you're going to see this little doohickey right here. Alright, so pull this out of the way. Mount on this has a long nut, has a long bolt that goes right up through the frame, and you don't have to worry about putting anything on the nut, except for this one. Luckily they made it easy to get to, and this is going to be, what size is that? That's going to be a 15 millimeter right there. So you want to put that on there and start breaking that loose. Now just to give you guys an explanation as to why I'm doing this, the mounts that we're going to be changing are right in the center of the truck, okay? You've got one right here, and then you've got another one right over here. Well, there's also one towards the front, and the one that I'm doing at the back. If you don't loosen those up, you're never going to pull the body up high enough to get those out of there. And like I said, this very rear mount still looks like new, and so does the front one. So I didn't replace the one in the back here, or there, or over there. So the way I look at it is I saved 200 bucks. Alright, so anyways, so you're going to go ahead and loosen this up, and that's actually going to be connected to this one that's way under here. Where is it? There it is. Right there. So, this little booger right there. We're going to take that nut right off from up top. And that's going to make life a little bit easier. Now I already did the other side of this truck yesterday. And that was loads of fun. Let me tell you. It's my first time doing it, and I'm glad there wasn't a camera around. Alright. So there's that. Now we're going to go under the truck and we're going to start playing with the other mounts, and hopefully they come loose. So now we're going to attempt to loosen one of the body bolts from underneath. This right here is one that we're going to take out, and this is going to be the same size, 15 millimeter, and just get a long breaker bar and try to break it loose. Remember, you're not going to use an impact gun on this, because if you do, I'm going to hit you with it. That actually broke loose a lot easier than I was expecting. Now I know what you're saying. Ah, you already broke it loose. Put the impact gun on. You can drive it down. That's what I thought yesterday. You notice you're not watching that video. No. No, that was one of the videos that I don't want you to see. So suck it up. Build up a little arm muscle, and there you go. Alright, so once you've got this thing pretty much loose, you should be able to run it down the rest of the way pretty easy. You can probably finish this off by hand. So there's your bolt right there. Came out nice and clean. Now you got to get the rest of this mount out of there. It's still kind of stuck. So just grab yourself a nice little pry bar, and what you're going to want to do is try to get a good position to just pry this bushing out of the way. And depending on the mounts that you buy, you may have to reuse this washer, so try not to destroy it in the process. Just keep working it back and forth. There she goes. Now I'm going to be reusing this washer. It's in pretty good shape, and my new mounts didn't come with one, so that's okay. Ford wanted $100. I got them for $49 from Napa, so there you go. Alright, so that's that. Now you can really see what we've got left to work with here. Get right up in here. You can see there's really no mount left. It's a two-piece mount. There's supposed to be a big chunk of rubber right there. Well, it's gone. So that's why we're going to be replacing this. Now we're going to do the same exact thing to the mount that's in front of this. And then we're going to loosen up the mount that's all the way towards the front. That's going to allow us to lift the body high enough to get the old mount out and get the new one in. Which you're going to see way up here. I can even get my camera in there. I'll tell you, I'm definitely not going to get an award for doing videos, that's for sure. Let's see. Can I even get in there? There you go. Yeah, we got to replace that. But in order to get that out of there, we got to get this body to go up about a good 4.5 inches. Alright. So that's that. On to the next one. So this is the last mount that we're going to loosen. We're not going to be replacing this one because it's still in perfect condition. We're actually at the front of the vehicle now, just before the front tire. So we've already removed the one all the way at the back by the rear lift gate. We already removed the two in the center. Now we're just going to loosen this one. Actually, I'm going to take it out all the way, the bolt out all the way, and that's going to allow me to really get some lift here. And I'm probably going to have to take this ground strap off too, because I'm going to have to go up pretty high with this body after my experience from yesterday. So now, Ford in all their wisdom decided to put a different size bolt here. It was 15 millimeter on all the others. If I remember right, this one was bigger. Of course. Thanks, Ford. Alright. So, same deal here. Use your bar. Like I said, the only reason I'm taking this out is so that I can move this body up high enough so that I can remove the old ones and put the new ones in. Alright, so now this is nice and loose. Take that out. We're going to clean this up on the wire wheel before we put that back in. It's kind of crusty looking. So you're going to reuse this. And like I said, this is that front mount that we just wanted to loosen for now. So set that aside. And like I said, we're going to have to probably take off this ground strap. It's going to give us a little bit more access to being able to get some more height. So we're going to take this ground strap off. And this is the only time you're permitted to use a power tool on this job. See you doing it with anything else. There'll be beatings. Alright, that's that. Don't lose that. I'm going to be very upset. I recommend when you put this back on, grab a wire wheel, clean this up a little bit so you get a nice good connection when you put that ground back on. Body grounds are very, very important. Alright. So that's that. Now what we're going to have to do is start jacking this body up. Now if we had a lift, it'd be very easy. We'd just put a lift on some points on the body and just lift. But unfortunately, I'm like you guys, stuck doing this crap on the ground. So I'm going to set up my jack the way that I think works for me. You find what works for you, because I'm not going to be responsible for some dumbass hurting himself with a jack. Got my jack positioned underneath the truck. on what I believe is a good support area on the floorboards. You used your best judgment and don't put a hole through your floor, please. Make sure you use a nice heavy-duty jack for this if you're going to do this. This is not the little crinky jack that you get at AutoZone for $49.95. No. Actually, this is the double pump 6-ton jack that I got at Harbor Freight. It was about 250 bucks. Really good investment if you're going to be doing stuff like this. Alright, now, see this little booger right here? We're going to get that out of there. Well, you can see how long this is. In order to get it out, this body's got to go up high enough in order to get this thing out of there. So I'm going to run this jack, and hopefully that's going to give me enough to get that out, and I don't have to get creative like I did on the other side. I think I learned a couple of tricks. So we're going to go up with this jack and see how much height we get. I recommend going up a little bit at a time just to see what kind of progress you're making. Also take a look around, make sure you're not breaking anything. Alright, we still got a ways to go. Alright, let's see how we looking now. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys why I undid all the other mounts. You're going to start to see a pattern happening here. Now, this is our other mount that we're going to replace. You can already see it's starting to go up already. So if we were trying to do just one at a time, it's not going to work. So then let's go over here and see this one that we did at the front. You're going to see why I took this one off. See that gap already? Imagine trying to do this without unbolting that? Yeah, your doors will probably never open again. We have definitely reached our target height. At least I thought I did. We're stuck. Well, I'm going to give it just one more pump and see what happens. Alright, maybe two. That's got to be enough. See all this stuff on the ground? That's what's left of the old mount. Isn't that comforting? There we go. There's nothing left. No mount at all. Let's go. Oh, hold on. I got a little bit up here, I think. Look at that. And this car spent its life in Florida. And it's not a beach vehicle either. Figure that out, right? Alright, so that's how you get an old mount out. Quick intermission from being underneath the truck. Before and after. This is your lower section. Here's your upper section. There you go. This is from the ones that I did yesterday. Nice, huh? This is actually supposed to go like this. The whole rubber piece, this piece right here, wasn't even there anymore. Just gone. Like I said, this truck's not even that old. I started looking online and I was seeing trucks that were only 4 to 6 years old having this problem. So, thanks Ford. These are the tools you're going to need for the next step. A little pick. Go get your safety glasses. Yeah, because you look real cool with an eye patch, dumbass. Alright. Reason we're doing this, see all this stuff? That's what's left of the old mount. You got to get all that out of here. That way you make sure that your new mount sits flush where it's supposed to be. So you got to get up inside here. Give it a good scraping all the way around. Get all that shit out of there. Make sure you don't miss anything. Your mount won't sit flush, it won't sit right. And you end up with squeaks and all kinds of problems. going in with the new mount, which is always fun because you always got to get the body up a little bit higher than you need to. Now I have a strict rule about not teaching people how to do dangerous shit. So I've got my bar positioned in such a way that I'm able to put pressure on it to bring this body up. And it was that little 1/4 of an inch difference that I needed to get it up over the lip and get it in there. I'm purposely not going to show you guys how I put this bar because I don't want one of you guys getting hurt, and I don't want it coming back on me either. I kind of like my house. I don't feel like you taking it because you hurt yourself. So anyways, this was how I did it, and now this fits right up in here. And we're going to drop this puppy right in place. That's all I have to say about that. And I'm going to do the same thing for the back mount. Alright, now this is the rear mount that we're doing right by the back tire. See, I've already got quite a bit of height. You can see I grabbed a good spot on the floor. Now you don't want to jack this up on a flat section of the floor. You want to do something that's got a little bit of support to it so you don't do any serious damage. Now, not that you can really see it. Now I'll have to show you when I let it down. But there's a support area on that floor I was able to grab. And notice I don't go straight up with the jack. You always want to have some wood with a little bit of cushion. That'll give you a little bit of a better way of lifting it. So I think I've got enough height now. I mean, you can see how much this thing has come up since I started jacking it up. And you can almost see clear across the gas tank and everything under there. So this is where we're working right in here. And there's our mount. So I'm going to do my best to try to get that out of there now. See if I can hold this camera at the same time. Right about there. There we go. There's that. There's what's left of our old mount. Look at that. It's terrible. Alright, so I'm going to clean this up and we'll put the new one in. Kind of run into the same situation here that I ran into on the front one that you really couldn't see. And that's this lip right here gets caught right on this piece. And that's why I had to use the pry bar on the other side to get a little bit more height. You see, I'm having the same problem here where I need to go up just a little bit more. So I think I've got a little bit more lift left on my jack. So I'm going to try that, and hopefully I don't have to get creative on this side too. So let's go ahead and give this thing another pump or two and see where we're at. And hopefully I don't damage anything and regret doing this. Let's see if that gave me that little extra that I needed. Look at that. See that? Like it was meant to be. Like butter. Alright, now we'll lower this thing down and I'll start showing you how to put the bottom sections together. I got this lowered down. I wanted to show you what I meant about making sure that you grab the floor in a good spot when you go to pick it up. So you can see how I've got my jack configured here with all my pieces of wood on it. So get all this out of the way. Get right up under here, and I'm going to show you where I grabbed this thing. And there's our new mount that we just put in. Now, if you look at the way the contour is on this floor, you can actually, there's the mark. There's the mark from the wood right there. All right. Now, see how this floor's got a contour to it? Right here. All right, so in other words, you don't want to go on this flat panel right here because you're going to push right through the floor, probably do some damage. This section right here that's contoured, that's actually got a lot more strength. So that's where you want to lift from. And you don't want to lift with the jack because the metal will pierce this. So you want something soft like a piece of wood where the wood's going to give before the metal does. So we've got no damage. Our new mount is in and we're sitting good. Now we just got to put in the lower section here, put in our bolts, tighten it up, we're good to go. Pancake part back in on the mounts. Now for the lower sections, which is just going to be this piece right here. And like I said, we're going to reuse the old washer. See, I cleaned that up. It's not pretty, but whatever. There's your new bolt. It's already got the blue Loctite on it. And a little bit of rubberized undercoat. Oh yeah. Good stuff. So, here we are here. Here's the bottom of our new mount. So I strongly believe in rubberized undercoat. Love this stuff. So we're going to put a little bit in here. Alright, that's that. You're going to take your mount with your old washer and your new bolt. Put it together just like this. Then you're just going to put this thing right back in here. Make sure you get those threads started just right. You don't want to cross thread this thing. Start it by hand always. Once you feel it start to grab, we're still not using power tools. You just run this thing right up. And you're going to want to snug it up and pull on it. And I'm pretty sure I looked it up yesterday. It was 80 foot-pounds. On something like this, I don't like using a torque wrench. I don't know how accurate it is when I've got rubber being crushed and everything. So I like to tighten it, and I use what's called the elbow torque wrench. When it feels like it's tight, it's tight. Feels like it's too tight, don't go anymore, because then you're going to break shit. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. I hope you learned something. I hope this helps. And I hope you can do this safely. If you're not comfortable doing this on your own, please pay somebody to do it. It can be dangerous. So be careful.